Now, my guys do the Garlic Fries of Baseball podcast, right? Shasky and Lubman. They do it every single week. And they've been crushing it on that. It's the best Giant talk you'll get in this market. Because nobody holds this organization to task. Nobody. And it's embarrassing. We treat the Giants with kid gloves, and that's something that I've been trying to change here on the mornings for a long time. I've been trying to change here in this market for a long time. I'm tired of treating that organization, the San Francisco Giants, with kid gloves. Saying, oh, it's okay. You know, they won 107 in 2021. They could get it back. Folks, that was a fluke. It was fluky. All right?
They've had one winning season since the Obama administration.
There you go.
Just say that out loud.
Hey, Lubman just said something during the break. They've lost 25%. What was the stat? Because they're 17th in attendance, Lubman.
Since 2016, they've lost basically 26% of their attendance since that season.
Wow. So Farhan is driving people away from the yard. This style of play is driving people away from the yard. Now, I go back to the crossover we had with Mark Willard and Dan Dibley last year. When they were in Atlanta and they were rolling 9 games over 500, I said, it's just not entertaining. And I don't know if this is sustainable. What are you talking about, Bonsitter? 9 games over 500, blah, 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 blah. Then they face planted and they limped to 500. And really, they were only 500 because Arizona was mailing it in and Colorado was mailing it in the month of September. So that was fool's gold. Really, they were a below 500 team in 2022.
You've fallen behind the Miami Marlins when it comes to player development.
What? The Miami Marlins? The Chicago Cubs have rejuvenated their organization. The Reds are better than you. The Brewers are better than you. The Padres have had a bad year, and they're right there with you.
I know.
So I don't want to hear anything. So we're going to hold this team to task every single day, every single year until they make changes. And the changes need to be made. I wasn't on the fire Farhan train for a lot of this year. I wanted to wait it out. Let's see what happens. It's obvious. He's got to go. You're going to lose even more fans next season. You're losing interest in a market that has the 49ers and the Golden State Warriors, who will dominate this market for 9 months out of the year.
Of all the big boy brands across sports, right? Big boy brands. Chicago Bears is a devalued brand right now, right? You would agree?
Absolutely.
They're a behemoth. The Giants they've got to be a top 5 devalued brand in sports right now. In terms of when they're at their peak, they print cash. Would you agree?
They do.
The entire Northern California market, it will print cash. Why are they not printing cash?
They don't have entertaining players. They don't have an entertaining style. You have a guy who thinks he's the smartest guy in the room in Farhan Zaidi. You have a manager who's basically a puppet for Farhan Zaidi. So I really can't blame Kappa for a lot of things. He's just doing what Farhan says. And what Farhan says isn't working. And so you get guys like the 650 or girl, 650 Comcast Business Text Line. I usually go to 4 to 5 games. Barely with the 1. This is how I know the Giants are boring and not appealing to anybody. And they usually likes to go to about 5 to 6 games a year. She hasn't asked me to go to a game in 3 months. Hasn't even crossed her mind.
I was watching Tim Lincecum highlights on YouTube the other day. No. Like, you laugh, but like...
No, I'm just saying, it must be nice.
Bro, the stands were going crazy. And these aren't like playoff games. I'm talking about these are just regular season. It was a highlight mix of strikeouts.
A buzz.
Be the stands. And then I look at the stands now and I'm like, what happened?
What happened?
You
got one watchable pitcher in Logan Webb. God bless his soul. You trotted out 2 starting pitchers this season and thought you were going to get through 161 and make the playoffs. It really duped us into believing, well, not me, because I didn't believe in you whatsoever. You had the little 10-game winning streak, and I played nice because everybody wanted to be positive. Yeah. I never felt this roster. Not one bit. When Ross Stripling signed him, somebody tried to sell me on Ross Stripling. I said, well, why would the Blue Jays? They're competing in the AL East, in the American League, where there's nothing but bashers, boppers. Tampa Bay, Baltimore, the Red Sox. You look at the West with the Astros and the Rangers and the Mariners. Why did the Toronto Blue Jays let Ross Stripling go? Well, I see why. Because all he does is throw batting practice. And that guy, who's the 20th guy on your roster, maybe the 25th guy, who's already told you, yeah, I'm getting that $15 million next season because I'm going to opt in because Farhan was dumb enough to give me a player option. He's now making up, oh, yeah, I was placed on the Phantom IL. He's now speaking out about your team. Ross Stripling?
Every team in baseball has one centerpiece player who is either in their prime or just about to enter their prime that everyone in baseball would trade for. Just look around. Even the Kansas City Royals have a guy by the name of Bobby Witt Jr., who most teams would trade heaven and earth to get to put in their middle infield or to put at third base.
No doubt.
All right? The lowly Pirates, who had a great month, have multiple young players.
Oh my gosh.
People would die for.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Name the guy who I'm talking about the everyday lineup who everyone has to have. Now you could say, Joe, maybe Bailey's that guy.
He's faded. Have you seen him?
I know he has, and I like him. I like him a lot.
I like him a lot as a defensive
like him a
catcher,
lot.
but he's going to be a seventh hitter. All right? That's what we're talking about here.
You hope
you
he's a
jerked
seventh
around
hitter.
Luciano. You jerked around Kyle
I mean,
Harrison.
Luciano hit a ball yesterday in the eighth inning. I go, why has he not been up?
Yeah, I was getting tweeted yesterday. How come he couldn't be the shortstop 3 months ago? I don't know. Ask Farhan.
Well,
Ask
that's
Farhan.
Tyler Fitzgerald.
So
what? How did Meckler jump him in the system?
Wade Meckler. You sold the diehard Giants fans on Wade Meckler. That lasted 2 weeks.
I don't
All
know.
right?
It's bad.
And now you ruined his confidence.
It's bad.
Kyle Harrison, you jerked him around. We're going to go 60 pitches. Then you stretch him out to 90, then you send him back down.
Well, what's ironic to me, and Lubman got really mad at me when I brought this up. I'm not saying that you have to play at the highest level to have an understanding of what's going on. But Bill Walsh played high school football. Belichick played high school football, right? They grew up in the industry,
right?
All right? Farhan didn't play any baseball at any level. I'm talking Little League, bro. I'm talking Little League.
He never even played Little League?
No.
Has he ever played a sport in his life?
I don't know. But my whole thing was
gosh.
like, how can you be in control of player development at the highest level without a basic comprehension of what goes through someone's mind as you're trying to play the game? I'm not saying you have to play at the highest level. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. It's one thing to be a critic, right? Siskel and Ebert had no acting chops whatsoever. They're two of the greatest critics of all time, right? I'm not saying you gotta, but to be the head of player personnel. So now you tell me what player feels like they were perfectly developed from the top, from the bottom to the top, from the top of the organization looking down. Bailey, maybe. Joey Bart was not handled properly.
Nope.
Luciano, it doesn't feel like it at this point has been handled properly. Matos, no. I mean, Matos has very little confidence. Wade Meckler, Tyler Fitzgerald.
Ramos.
It's just, again.
What about Ryan Walker saying, man, I'm losing confidence? I mean, he doesn't even want to pitch. He's tired. Brebbia. It's like this Oprah thing. I don't know about this,
So,
man.
look, and you can say, Joe, guess what? He doesn't have the playing experience whatsoever. That doesn't mean he can't be good. You're right. Like, who's the guy who's the head of baseball now who's with the Cubs and the Red Sox?
Theo Epstein.
Theo Epstein.
Zero playing experience. Here's what Theo has that Farhan doesn't. A personality that can connect with people within the organization. You have to have skills. It doesn't have to just be playing skills. Bob Myers played a little, but he's really good with relationships.
Right.
John Lynch played at the highest level.
Right.
He's also really good with relationships. Right. You tell me who right now on the big league roster is caping up for Farhan's relationships.
Nobody. And don't give me this thing that ownership is cheap. All right. Yeah, they could be frugal. But they've shown a willingness to bring out the
You're
Brinks
not
truck for big
frugal when you
boys.
spend $180 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Here's my problem.
You
spent the $180 million wrong.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You didn't spend it wisely. But they've also tried to attract big free agents. Like, I was arguing with Bayshawn, our boy Sean Jordan. He's like, they should offer Bryce Harper everything. I said, well, they did offer him 12 for $310. Bryce Harper told us, I didn't want to go there because their stars are aging, and I don't think they're in the World Series contention anymore. That's what he said.
Yes.
So $310 million. That's not lowballing Bryce Harper. That's offering him big boy money. Now, Aaron Judge, I thought they came in wrong. You should have just started at $400 million because you need to get a guy. You need to prove that you can get a guy. You didn't get a guy. Aaron Judge walked into that meeting room and said, this is what's going on. Hell no, I'm not living the pinstripes for this.
Now that we've done 5 out of 6 years of losing, there's nobility in trying to compete while developing. You tell me, would it have been easier to try to hit one of them top 5 picks, even though you whiffed on one in Joey Bart? Is it easier to do that or to draft in the teens?
I don't know.
Was it worth it spending all that money?
Well, where's Hunter Bishop at?
It's one of the worst. I hate to say it. Corbin Carroll is an MVP candidate, selected 6 slots lower. No, we could do this in every draft. And
Gunnar Henderson?
And Gunnar Henderson. They took Hunter Bishop. It's not looking good.
Well, really quick on that, Shasky, where the whole tanking thing, we've had a lot of conversations about this on Garlic Fries and Baseball, guys. And then I'll give Mark Will this. He brought this up the other day, and I kind of agree with him. Where was the opportunity to tank? They weren't going to tank in 2019 in Bochy's last season. There really was no opportunity to tank in 2020 because of COVID. And then in 2021, they won 107 games. And what are you going to do after that? You're not going to tank after winning 107 games. Well, so, even if you wanted to, where was the real opportunity for them to just tank and be like, all right, we're going to lose 100 straight, 100 games every year?
Okay, how about this? It's not tanking. It's like, stop spending $180 million. DeSclafani, everyone knew he was done. It was a one-year wonder. Literally everyone. Why did you sign Haniger? You had 50 million outfield prospects we all wanted to take a look at. We haven't even seen Elliot Ramos.
No.
I would rather see Elliot Ramos. Why'd you bring in Conforto? Why have you stuck around with Yaz for so long?
Or Elson Slater, the best.
You were
riding.
You're playing J.D. Davis at third base, and I like J.D. Davis, whatever. But like, it's J.D. Davis and Wilmer Flores carrying you. That right there, Wilmer Flores. You don't bring back Wilmer Flores on a 3-year deal, you lose at least 10 to 15 games more per season. He's carried you, and I like Wilmer Flores. What's that getting you?
Nothing.
It's getting you the 6th pick up to all the way to now 13 to 16.
And baseball's like the NBA now, where they're inviting everybody to go to the damn playoffs. Everybody. Miami Marlins are in the playoff race. You're not out of it. You have to win the rest of your games to hope that the Cubs or Reds lose or the Diamondbacks lose every single. You're not making the playoffs again.
And no one's saying you got to tank. I'm saying stop signing journeymen to clog up positions of need.
Well, you gave Jock Peterson $19.6 million.
Exactly.
And you watch him play left field. You watch him hit. You look at the way he looks, the way he runs around. That's not a baseball player. That's an adult league softball player right now.
I mean,
all he doing is swinging for the fences.
We should sign him up for the O Club.
You should. You should.
We could use him.
I mean, you can't run the bases to save his life, but he'll hit some bombs.
Neither can we.
So he fits right in. He fits right in.
But like that's
what you're doing. But you know what I'm saying? And not to get on Mark Willard. When they gave Jock, I said, why are they giving Jock a $19.6 million? $20 million for Jock? It's just $20 million. It's not a big deal.
Well, but here's the big deal.
Yes, it is a big deal.
Here's the big deal. When you have JD, Jock, and Wilmer, right? Now you have an entire clog of and Lamont Wade. You're clogging first base in the DH spot, right? So now I don't get to see Elliot Ramos. Right. Now I don't get to see whoever I have in the farm system to play those positions.
They keep telling us they're the smartest guys in the room, and you gave Jock Peterson a $19.6 million qualifying offer. You and I both said, it's just what? I was irate about it. And people say, calm down, Bonte, it's just $20 million. It's just $20 million. You get your bang for your buck for Jock Peterson this season?
Ross Stripling, Alex Wood, Manaya, and DeSclafani have been horrific signings.
Oh, my gosh. Horrific.
Horrific.
At least Conforto, we knew his body. Conforto's always hurt.
Conforto's hit 14 jacks. I don't want to hear about how good Conforto's been. No, I mean, come on. I could find a guy. I could find a guy right now who can hit me 13 for. Blake Sable almost has 14 jacks, and that's another one. Everyone's like, well, he's a rookie. He is a guy you got in the Rule 5 draft who you were forced to keep on the roster all year. He's been okay.
Real quick,
get out of here.
Before we pivot to Niners, 650 makes a great point. We're in for a rude awakening, Giants fans. Comcast Business Text Line 650. Look at this free agent class coming up.
Oh, it's terrible.
The Giants are in a terrible spot.
It's terrible.
I'm saying this right now. I'm saying it 703. I'm saying it 703. And I'm dead serious here, folks. I'm looking in this camera. Fire Farhan, clean house. It's time. You cannot come back and run this back. You cannot. You're 17th in attendance. Fans are not renewing season tickets. The drop-off is big time. People don't tell me about expensive tickets or going out to games. Chase Center's packed. Levi Stadium's packed. I don't want to hear it. If you win, they will come. But you got to make changes. Nobody's coming to come support this product anymore. I'm sorry. I told you guys I wasn't spending a dime last year, and a lot of people followed suit. Guess what? A lot more people are going to follow suit if you keep Farhan's idea around. So, Greg Johnson, if you want to win some fan base, you want to win some fans back, if you want to get some cachet. I was talking about this with Big Dog about Josh McDaniel. You got to go for it on 4th down because you need to buy in from the Raider fans. It's early in the season, and you need to win that locker room. You went out like a chump, and you kicked the field goal, and you barely got the ball back with 15 seconds left.
You know what this season should have been? It should have been me not watching Wilmer Flores carry this team to 80 wins.
Right.
It should have been me watching Casey Schmidt at 3rd, Luciano at short, Tyro Estrada at 2nd, Lamont Wade at 1st, and then some combination of an outfield of Tyler Fitzgerald, Matos, Ramos, and whatever else comes out of the system. And then Patrick Bailey behind the plate. Instead, I got Yaz, Conforto, Haniger, Jock. I mean, listen to these names.
It's a joke. Our boy Casey's from the O Club, golf coach.
Yeah.
He said, Bonte, I love my Giants. Casey Murphy.
Yeah.
He said, Bonte, What I say, Casey Pratt, thinking of ABC.
Yeah.
Casey, we were talking at the Oak Club yesterday for a long time. He goes, Bonte, I haven't watched a pitch in a week and a half. I just can't.
He's a diehard.
He said, I just can't. Other people say, Bonte, you were right. This is unwatchable. And I wasn't even hating. I wasn't even trying to be negative. But what's making me pissed off right now, it's not just so much the Giants are being bad, but all these sneak pieces are coming out now. Oh, they're lacking confidence because they don't know their roles. Oh, well, I don't think they're going to be able to recruit guys because of the way they play. I've been saying that for 15 months. 15 months. But I'm the hater.
They played Darren
Come on,
Ruff.
man.
They played Darren Ruff in the 107 season, and it was a lot of fun, right? They made the playoffs and all that. And I kept saying, he's 37. What are we building? Then they roll it back and they hang on to these guys. And that's what it feels like to me. It's like we're going to Band-Aid this to try to win 84 games, but none of it's sustainable. None of it is carryover to the next year. Wilmer Flores has carried them this year.
Carried them.
You can't roll into next year with Wilmer Flores being a big part. And I love Wilmer Flores.
I don't mind him being on the roster.
Wilmer Flores on the Braves is the 8th hitter.
Yeah, but I don't mind him on this roster. He's a veteran presence.
Okay.
But he can't be your top 5 hitter.
Every day.
He can't be every day.
Well,
no.
and now his knee's messed up again, which sucks.
It's another thing.
And then here's my favorite. Everyone's like,
that's the other thing.
They gave Ramos some opportunities. Ramos, Fitzgerald, Luciano, Wade Meckler, all these guys combined have less than 100 at-bats.
Not only that.
100 at-bats.
Did you really give him a shot when you bat him at the bottom of the lineup every single day?
And you bring him up for 3 days and then drop him?
Yeah, you bat him ninth and say, okay,
Now, Matos and Schmidt have a combined 400 at-bats. Bailey's got about 350 to 400 at-bats. Okay, those guys, a longer look. Matos needs to be playing center field every single day.
Let him play.
Stop putting Austin Slater. That's another guy we haven't talked about.
No. I don't even want to get into Austin Slater because that's a joke, too.
Austin has to hit against lefties every chance.
Yeah, well, it's a joke. But you brought up Matos. He batted second in his first game against St. Louis. Remember, I was on there? Rocco 6. I said, bat him second. Let this guy go. He's top of the order guy. Let him go. He's got a little bit of speed. You got a team full of guys who are slow as hell. They can't go second to home. They got to go station to station because you just don't have enough speed, guys. Not enough athleticism. And you got a lot of guys who will blow a hammy out running down the first baseline. You're the walking wounded. That's basically what you are. You bat Matos second, and then you just flirt around with him batting 8th, batting 9th, batting 8th, batting 9th. Get his ass to the top of the lineup, and let me see what he's got. Well, and if he ain't got it, then sit his ass back down.
You know what the Reds did this year? Everything the Giants should have done. They had Joey Votto, an aging superstar, who's one of their franchise's great players, the way we should have treated Brandon Crawford. And then they played all the young guys.
You know what? This is my problem. Giants for Life on YouTube. This is my problem
Giants
with
for
this
Life
fan
is
base.
One of the dumbest Giants fans I've ever seen in my life.
I don't want to call them a dummy.
They signed you. You just got to play
That's
them.
what I'm saying.
No,
this is what I'm talking about. Farhan and this organization sells you on this. And this is why we're here, to steer you off this ledge, to say, hold on. Why are you buying everything? The light bulb ain't there. The light bulb is broke. All right? You need more watts. All right? You need a 240-watt light bulb. Larry Bear was trying to sell us a 40-watt light bulb. That's basically what it was with Haniger, Manaea, and Stripling. But he goes, Haniger was coming around and broke his arm. What? Haniger was coming around to what? Holding the bat to get into the batter's box? Haniger coming around to what? Cashing his checks? Come on, man. Giants for Life. Be better.
I mean,
this organization. That's my problem. Hold this organization to a higher standard. I'm sick of continuing to wear kid gloves. This ain't Disneyland. They're not a Mickey Mouse team. We're in a big boy market. The Giants are a brand here. A big brand who used to get 3 million people through those turnstiles every single year at Oracle Park. And now you're 17th in attendance. Don't buy what they're selling. Lutman, when's that end of season presser? Because I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you. I swear to God, I need to be in attendance for that. Because I need to ask Farhan. Since Farhan don't want to come on this show,
I don't know if they'll let us in if
him.
I come with you.
What's that?
Might not let us in if I come with you.
Well, you know what? I want to go. Because if Farhan don't want to come on this show and answer questions, and he want to get softballs everywhere else, well, I'll go there and ask him some hard questions.
Let's do it.
And then we'll get a word salad full of crap. Forget the Giants. We're done with them. What a joke. I'm glad Logan Webb spoke up. Sweeping changes need to be had. I'm not going through this again. I lost love and I lost interest of my favorite baseball team because of this regime. And now all of a sudden everybody wants to come around to that. Give us our credit because on this show, we've been consistent with our talk with the Giants. Consistent. Told you how everything was going to play out, and look how it played out. Alex Grobb, what happened in the second half? He regressed and got hurt. D. Scafani, we ain't seen him in what, 3 months? We haven't seen him in 2 years, really, because what we've seen on the mound this year wasn't the guy I want on my team.
Do you want me to make your head explode even more? You want to talk about bang for the buck? What did Jock get this year?
$19.6 million.
Okay.
What's his numbers? Give me his numbers.
Well, I'll give it to you in a second.
Because I know how we played left field. You can't play him in the field.
And then do you know what they gave Haniger? What did they give Haniger and Conforto each?
What did Haniger get?
Like 18 million, 20 million
something
each.
Like that.
Okay. There was a guy by the name of JD Martinez who ended up signing with the Dodgers on a 1-year, $10 million deal. Let me give you his numbers.
Oh, he's got 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. Oh, I know what's going on with JD Martinez. Because you know what? We watch baseball. We watch real baseball. All right? We watch the Dodgers. We watch the Braves. We watch the Rays. We watch the Astros. We watch the Rangers. We watch baseball. And baseball had a banner year. And yet we're trying to set baseball back with the way we play out here in San Francisco.
But just to give you an idea.
Because we're smarter than everybody.
To give you an idea, 15 home runs, 243 batting average. He's slugging 432. And he's been in an absolute adventure out in the outfield. But he's got a 0.8 WAR. Jock Peterson.
That's why WAR
400 at-bats.
I'm sorry I'm yelling at 7 a.m. I'm sorry. But you know what? We care about our baseball team. We're passionate about our baseball team. You ain't getting passion like this from anybody else when it comes to the damn San Francisco
Francisco Giants. Whole point was to move off of bad contracts. And now I look up and I'm like, wait a minute. You got Haniger? You're going to give arbitration money to Yaz another year? I mean, okay. You got Mania on the books. You got Stripling on the books. J.D. Davis is stuck clogging third base up. You know, I don't know what we're doing financially. How do you spend $180 million so poorly? You could have fielded this team for $65 million and gotten the same results.
Yeah, no doubt. Forget them. Let's talk about something positive. Let's talk about the good things happening in this market.